Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is truly a beautiful day. We could not have planned for a better day. We're glad that this doesn't happen Wednesday or Thursday of this week, as it's going to be 95 degrees and humid. But it's a pleasure for me to be here today to really celebrate two things. The value and strong economic component of agriculture and the great partnerships that get us along the way. I strongly believe that the success of agriculture and life sciences in North Carolina is based on these effective partnerships and relationships. And I think we're trying to do everything we can to be able to strengthen those relationships for the betterment of the state. Here today, I think you're going to see a great example of partnerships between North Carolina Department of Agriculture, North Carolina A&T State University, North Carolina State University, faculty, students, and the industry that so strongly supports us each and every year. It's a true industry, government, academic partnership that's going to be so critical in moving forward. Today, we celebrate agricultural research and the wonderful work in which we do through our 18 different research stations that are located throughout the state of North Carolina. At these stations, we have a tremendous advantage. There's almost no soil type, there's almost no climate type that we can't mimic to be able to get a representation of how to grow things effectively throughout almost the entire United States. Last year at our ag research stations, there were 130 faculty members. That's about a third of our faculty members that were involved in conducting research at these research stations, and over 490 different research projects on these stations around the state. In that process, they trained 150 master's and PhD level students who ultimately received their degree in a hands-on field experience on a research station, which makes them ready to start the job right out of the gate. And I think that's one of the things that makes a student at North Carolina State unique and different. We've got very hands-on training experience, problem-solving ability, so that we're ready to start the job right as we graduate. So the work of our students is very applied and I think critical to solving North Carolina's greatest challenge. Last year, our college was awarded over $67 million for sponsored research. Of that, approximately $40 million has a direct impact on projects conducted on these research stations and field laboratories. So you're seeing about a third of our faculty and about 2/3 of our investment and grantsmanship is associated with the research stations. The commissioner already mentioned this figure, but I'm going to mention it again to make sure we all understand it. Every year, every dollar that's invested in ag research translates into about $20 back into our economy. As he had mentioned, it's almost an $80 billion business, growing, we hope, to $100 billion by 2020, but it also employs 750,000 people in the state. It's 18% of our GDP. We're growing 6% every year in the worst of economic times. Just think about what's going to happen when the economy turns around. I think agriculture's got a tremendous opportunity to thrive even more in North Carolina. This is a great investment in our economy. Today we wanted to be able to show you a couple of examples of the great work that we're doing at the research stations. For example, North Carolina State is recognized as a world leader in the area of plant breeding and plant production practices, and we're involved in the creation of many different kinds of plant varieties that help us produce more and are resistant to drought and resistant to disease. The commissioner mentioned one of the biggest challenges that we have is really feeding the world, and doubling the food supply in the next 35 to 40 years. If we're going to meet that challenge, we need to start now, and we need to make that investment now. And in order to be able to get there, we need to be able to develop new varieties and be able to work on an environment with less land dedicated to agriculture, less water, and more disease. So it's going to take a strong research effort in order to be able to solve these challenges. We truly appreciate the support of this great partnership effort, and we look forward to elevating North Carolina to its strongest state possible and providing great leadership to the United States, globally, and most importantly, for the state of North Carolina. Next, I'd like to invite to the podium